Disbelief in the capital, Warsaw. It's been one of Poland's worst days since the Second World War. No one quite grasps the implications yet. So, in shock and grief, they pray. Here at a cathedral used by the armed forces, and also at churches across the country, for a dead president, lost parliamentary and political figures, military leaders and families. This is what's left of the presidential plane. Russian authorities say the pilot was asked to redirect the flight to neighbouring Belarus because of bad weather, advice that was reportedly ignored. An amateur cameraman filmed the ill-fated plane taking off from Warsaw earlier on Saturday, with some of the country's most senior politicians on board.
The aircraft crashed due to poor visibility. It was attempting to land in fog. The airport dispatcher suggested sending the plane to Minsk, but as far as can be ascertained, the crew made an independent decision to try to land here. They didn't make it to the landing strip.
Several eyewitnesses saw the plane come down.
You can see from those damaged branches it was flying only 10 meters off the ground. Then the plane's wing was torn off by that big tree and it crashed.
The delegation was en route to a memorial in Russia commemorating 70 years since the massacre by Soviet forces of Polish prisoners of war during World War II. Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin has now arrived near the crash scene to personally oversee the investigation. The Russian president earlier announced a day of mourning.
I promise you that all the circumstances of this tragedy will be investigated in the most thorough way. On behalf of the Russian people, I express the deepest, most sincere compassion to the Polish people.
The loss of quite so many public figures in a single tragedy will bring turmoil to some sectors of Polish society, not just government and politics, but also the economy and the armed forces and foreign relations, particularly with Russia. But for now, attention is focused very much on what has happened, not yet on what it means.
My heart is torn doubly today.
I came here to light a candle because the best president we've ever had has died. It's true. I'm sorry.
Under the Constitution, a presidential election will be held in the next 2 months, but the nation's thoughts have not yet turned to politics. 2 minutes of silence will be observed across the country on Sunday, and a week of national mourning has been declared. Jonah, Al Jazeera, Warsaw.